Commander Shepard is alive? Taking place after the original Mass Effect, it seems like the life of heroics isn't quite over for our gun-wielding hero, as he's been brought back to life by the shady extremist pro-human organization known as Cerberus. A new force is now wreaking havoc in the galaxy, potentially linked to the foes that you contended with the last time around. So now, here you are, stuck with working with this group of vigilantes where you have no idea what their true intentions may be, with the lurking feeling that it's not just a matter of if you'll be backstabbed, but when, and if you'll be able to handle it when it comes. You're tasked with jetting around in your ship, the Normandy SR-2, forging new alliances, and driving back the attacks by the insect-like creatures known as the Collectors. To say it straight out, Mass Effect 2 is badass and incredible. There is a little bit of controversy surrounding Bioware's tampering with the game design. The common jackhole line is, somebody got a little too much Gears of War in my Mass Effect. Yes, the RPG side of things is de-emphasized a bit while the third-person shooting is emphasized a little bit more, but you can still choose from several different classes for you to have different abilities, and if you aren't constantly using your various different abilities, you have a long road ahead of you, but more or less the gameplay is just better. The shooting is much more fun. The partner AI is better. There are many more weapons to choose from. Health now regenerates on its own, but it leads itself towards much more exciting skirmishes. The RPG elements are still here and kicking ass. Depending on the judgments you made from the original Mass Effect, their consequences can be found here if you decide to load your completed save file. The conversation trees work great, and there's just a lot to go around and do here. The atmosphere and cinematic quality is amazing, and is just very fun to go around and explore. Despite many different locations to explore, all beautifully designed, there are a few pains in the ass in the game design here. Mining for minerals is a time sink and is just not fun. It's stuck in to pad things out, but hovering your cursor around a planet for hours upon hours if you want to make all of your upgrades is just bad game design because it is not fun. After a while, you may come to appreciate the change in pace it brings, maybe if you've got a little bit of OCD in you, but I find it hard to believe that this was the best that they could think of to make you work for your weapon upgrades, since this all essentially boils down to just busy work. Getting into the more nitpicking side of things, there is a heavy emphasis on gathering your team. However, gathering the full team is not really integral to the main story. The missions to gather your team are very well designed and fun, providing a mix of atmospheres and styles of levels to push your way through, from arena-style battles, treacherous bosses, raiding gigantic buildings, following wanted criminals, and so on. It is all very exciting. However, it does not tie into the final story really at all. It seems for at least 80 to 90% of the game, crazy things are going down in the galaxy, but no one really seems to care that much. This really barely even bothers me because the game was so much fun, but it is something that resides in my mind now that I've completed it. Conversations are occasionally too wordy. There is a backstory to learn with just about every character you come across, although not all of it is always the most thrilling, though it is impressive just how much dialogue was recorded for this game. Overall, though, the dialogue does tie in better to this game than most others that I've played recently. It's really easy to get behind main character Commander Shepard and really get into this game. It is very involving and hooks you right away. There is so much good that this game does. Despite just a couple of snags, it is definitely worth checking out. Mass Effect 2 for the PC receives a 9 out of 10.